Welcome back to Hockey Talks on Carl. That is Dave. Uh, their Stanley Cup Finals is in the books. Now the Florida Panthers have been celebrating nonstop, and I'm pretty sure they're still celebrating on the beach in Florida. They didn't take it into the ocean this time, though, Dave. Did
Yeah,
you see? Um,
don't take that
yeah,
into a
they
riptide.
well, they did what they did last year, and they got
Yeah.
a lot of. They almost lost it. Well, Matthew Kachuk almost lost it in the ocean last year.
Oh,
So
geez.
this year they had just a little tiny mini one they took into the ocean. I don't know why they still do that, but
Little mini
they,
me.
yeah, little mini guy of the Stanley Cup. But yeah, they're still celebrating out in Florida. It's been over a week now, and it doesn't look like they're going to slow down. Um, Sam Bennett, on the other hand, said that he was not going anywhere except for signing in Florida. So that brings us to the free agency, which is coming up on July 1st. Sam Bennett is, I think, well, he's definitely on the list. I think he's third or fourth on that list. Um, do you think he stays in Florida?
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it'll depend on how much cap space they have, if they have enough to afford them. Do you think they will? Because I mean, there's going to be a few re-signings, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think they'll?
I think there's going to be a few resigns for sure. I think Sam Bennett will stay in Florida. At,
I think
sorry about
you
that.
got an
My cat.
intruder there.
I got an intruder here. This is Mishka. She doesn't actually have to be a part of it, but she made her appearance.
Yeah, there you go.
But Sam Bennett, I think, will stay in Florida. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I mean, he's won two Stanley Cups in a row, right? I think he has a good feeling about this team. I'm sure they're going to make some changes over the offseason, but pretty much probably going to stay the same. Bobrovsky's going to remain there. Matthew Tkachuk and Barkov is all going to be there. I would imagine Sam Bennett will probably stay. Also, Sam Reinert is a free agent after this year as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere either. But unless they don't have any cap space, which I know they're pretty tight at that point, so you never know. But I feel like they're going to probably keep Sam Bennett. But if he does go anywhere, where do you think he's going?
Toronto.
Yeah, I have a feeling too.
Because
Toronto,
that's pretty much the only place he would go, in my opinion, because that's kind of where he grew up, right? It's where he played on the same team as McDavid as well. So
yeah, if he were
if
to
it's
go
not there,
anywhere,
I don't think it's anywhere
yeah,
else. Yeah.
I agree with you there. Yeah, I if it's not Toronto, which the rumblings are they might sign Brad Marchand, Toronto, which is also another free agent for Florida.
But
But if they get
so
Brad
I
Marchand, you
really
think they're going to get Bennett?
no. And you know what? At the same time, if Bennett's going to be is really hard to get, and hard pressed for staying there, sure. I mean, take another year, go back on Florida. In my opinion, this was probably his highlight year. This is his best year. Next year, I don't think it's just going to be as good. The puck seemed to find him this time, but what goes around comes around, and at the end of the day, he is the type of player that does dirty hits, and eventually, somebody's going to come for him and get him. So I mean, would I like him on Toronto? I mean, sure, but I only want him on Toronto if he wants to go to Toronto. What about everywhere else? I mean, I can't see anybody wanting that kind of player unless he wants to be there,
Yeah,
right? And if he wants to be in Florida, then yeah, no, we don't want him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If he's
yeah.
juggling the opportunity to go somewhere else, then yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll stay in Florida. I don't see him making the move out of there, especially when he said he's not going anywhere. I'm pretty sure they're going to offer him a contract because he had a really, really good season last year, right? Especially in the Stanley Cup final. He had a really good series. Brad Marchand, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure he's going to be out of Florida. I don't see them re-signing him. If it would be a 1 year contract, but I think he's probably going to be on the move this year. And more than likely not, it'll probably be Toronto, which he's
Yeah,
already
I
made
mean, if
comments
we were to,
about it.
there's a couple other players in there as well. I forget the one, but the other one is Taze, I think. Do you remember the other guy in the free agency pool there?
Well, Jonathan Toews is in there, yeah, but
Yeah, who's the
he
other
is
person? One of the
from
top
where?
guys.
Oh,
I
Mitch
forget.
Marner.
No, okay, yeah, no, it was somebody else. Anyways, we were thinking that Marchand and this other gentleman would be going to Toronto as well instead of him and Bennett, because frankly, If Bennett doesn't want to go, that's fine. There's a lot of good talent to choose from this year, so I could
Right.
see Marchand and another player going as
Yeah.
they get rid of Marner.
Well, we're thinking of a Jonathan Tays going there at one point, but he
Yeah,
signed
there
with
was another guy
Winnipeg.
there too.
There's another guy there too. I
Yeah.
can't remember that at the top of my head,
I think it was
but
starts with like a G, but it's okay. We don't need to keep talking about it.
Gavrikov
Yeah, that's it.
from LA. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's also another one. He's number two on that list, I think, right now,
that's right.
according to a score. Um, yeah, so Gavrikov could be there. He could be a good addition. Another, yeah. If if Toronto, which I'm pretty sure they're going to get rid of Mitch Marner. I'm pretty sure Marner's not playing for Toronto again, which brings me to say, where does he land? Where does Mitch Marner go? And is it a good idea for Mitch Marner to leave Toronto, given the success he's had in Toronto?
Yeah,
Add the where the team's at right now, right? I
yeah.
know the media and everybody's so hard on Mitch Marner right now, but you got to look at it. They took Florida to game 7 in round two. Nobody else did that. They're a
No,
very, very good
no,
team.
no. The defense took them to game 7.
Okay, the defense. I didn't say Mitch
So
Marner,
here's the thing.
but
Here's the thing that people forget, it seems. Yes, Marner's a good player. Yes, is he paid a lot of money to be a
mhm,
good player? Is
yeah,
he a good enough player for what he's paid? I don't know. That's where the
I would,
argument lies. Because, like, obviously it's going to impact us if we get rid of Marner. 110%. But if he's not playing up to the amount of money that he's making, we're going to get two or three great people in replacement of him, right? That's the way I see it is if we get rid of him, we can get maybe two or three like Marchand and that other character there in place of him. So I don't know. I think overall something needs to change because I know it's been so close. It's been so close for a couple of years, a few years in a row. It's been close, and that's all it's been. I mean, there's no saying how far we could have made it after beating Florida. We could have gotten
mhm,
eliminated by Carolina Hurricanes. You don't know
yeah,
that for sure,
yeah,
right? So
exactly.
I don't like to see it like, oh, we would have made it to the finals. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, Florida had the best team,
yeah,
and Toronto gave them the biggest battle. It doesn't mean Toronto's going to go deep. And so all I see this as is another second round loss, and we need to make changes if we want to get through that,
yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's
Yeah.
bringing, and you know what?
It's,
Oh, you could go ahead and blame the goalie. Oh, blame it on a hit on the goalie. Sure. Then we should be having guys that protect the goalie. I
yeah.
know Nylander runs away from hits as an
Mhm.
example, right?
They should have brought in Evander Kane.
Marner's not the heaviest guy, but he was. I mean, he had a couple of clutch plays there, but he was still held pointless. And so, or sorry, not pointless, but like he was held down there. So then the
Mhm.
question becomes, well, which one of the three do you get rid of? Well, I'll answer this for you. The only one you can.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marner doesn't sound like he wants to be there anyways, right? So,
No,
I
no,
mean,
exactly.
don't make
Let
an
him
effort to
go.
sign him. Yeah, but I mean, who wants to sign Marner? It's he's
Vancouver,
going to
I could
ask
see him
for.
going to.
They just signed Evander Kane,
I
which
know. I've
is a
heard that.
whole other topic that
We'll talk about that in a sec.
we'll talk
So
about
where do
that
you
in a
see?
second.
We'll take a rain check on that one. Where do you see Marner going then?
Vegas is a hot
Oh
spot right now
yeah,
for Marner,
right.
which I mean, I don't know if Vegas was wanting to sign him. Like Marner's going to ask for a lot of money, right? And I don't know if
Yeah,
he's going to be worth it.
not in the playoffs. I'll tell you that right
Not
now.
for 14 million or 13 million dollars he wants to ask for.
No.
I don't know about that. I
I
mean, you
mean,
got
and
to
I
free up a
feel like
lot of cap space.
nobody looks at the amount of points he gets per season too. Like he's a good
Yeah,
player, but he's
he
not like
is.
one of the greats. Like
Yeah,
he's just not up there with him.
yeah, and
On
then
one of the
playoff
best
time
teams in the
hits.
league, and he's still held down. I don't know.
Yeah, playoff time he shuts down. Right, you
Yeah,
don't see him perform. There was a couple of games it looked like he might have been the regular season Marner, but then complete shutdown. Soon as somebody starts watching him a little bit more,
yeah.
it's nothing. He
But the
doesn't
thing
show
to
up.
remember is that it's not just him. Like we're not signaling
No,
him out.
no. Oh
The
no,
whole
absolutely
that
not.
that whole line throughout the Ottawa series too. People are so pumped that we got through the first round. Okay, for one, it was against Ottawa Senators, right? And for two, the only reason we won is because our defense scored goals. That's the only
Mhm.
reason. Our forwards did not do it. They didn't do
No.
it. And so there's obviously a problem there. All three of them need to fix their stuff. But
Yeah.
like I said, it's just not all Marner, but he's the only person we can really change at the moment.
Yep. Yeah. Um, yeah. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they got to figure something out. If they're going to get rid of, well, it's going to go to free agency, but that'll release a lot of cap space so we can see what they're going to do in the off season to kind of fix what their woes in the playoffs, right? If Marner does
Yeah.
not resign. So we'll see what happens there. But I want to move on to one topic here that has got a lot of attention, and that is Connor McDavid. Do you think he resigns with the Edmonton Oilers?
I think he resigns to Edmonton Oilers for a short-term contract, like 1 or 2 years.
Short term. Really?
Yeah, 1 or 2 years. And at that point, I do think some other teams are readying themselves to accept a player such as McDavid, such
Mhm.
as I don't know, want to get ahead of myself. I don't know if I brought this up last week, but Colorado Avalanche. It's like,
Mhm.
do we wonder why they let go of Rantanen at the last second and didn't want to re-sign him, and why they're bringing aboard all these 1 to 3 year players and they're up and comers, and as well hogging all these draft picks for trading. I mean,
Mhm.
I think Joe Sakic might be making a play at him right here. So what I see in the future is a McDavid 1 to 2 year contract with Edmonton, just to see if they'll get their stuff figured out. Because I
Yeah.
feel like some of that's having to do with Draisaitl re-signing, and he doesn't want to bail out on him because re-signed with the expectation that McDavid was there. So McDavid wants to give the team an effort, kind of a last ditched effort. And if
Yeah.
not, I could see him going to a team like Colorado.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Like either short
yeah.
term, like so either Colorado if he doesn't sign with Edmonton, or Colorado in 2 years or 1 year.
So do you think McDavid really wants to sign the Oilers, or do you think he actually wants to get out of there and go somewhere where
I
he
think
can
he actually wants to get out of there,
win? He
but I
actually
think
wants to get out of there.
he's also smart enough to realize that good things come to those who wait. And
Mhm.
although it would feel really good leaving your team to go to Colorado and winning a cup with Colorado, it would feel horrible if he left Edmonton and then Edmonton went to win a cup.
Yeah. But if you look at it the other way, Edmonton's been to two cup finals now in a row.
Hmm.
It's very, very, very hard to go to three, four, even five cup finals in a row, right? You have a good team that gets you there twice, two times in a row, right? The team starts falling apart after, usually, right? Starts missing pieces here and there, and they usually take a few years to get back. So if McDavid takes that into account and
Well, let
thinks
me ask
about
you
it, and
this.
he wants to win, right? He's halfway through his career already, unbelievable, but halfway through his career, and he wants to win a Stanley Cup. So I could see him definitely second guessing re-signing with the Oilers.
Let me counter with you. Do you think Florida Panthers are going to make the final next year?
No,
Because their team is practically going to be unchanged, but they're still going to have a powerhouse team.
they are, but I don't think they will because they are going to make some changes, right? They have a bunch of unrestricted free agents. They're not going to have Marchand back, Sam Bennett. They might have back Sam Reinhart, but I don't think they can sign all those guys, right? They're going to be
Hmm.
up against the cap, even though the cap is going up.
So
I don't think that you're going to expect the same quality team. Then again, I
so
didn't think that this year, but
let me re-ask you
it
that
could
question then.
happen.
Florida Panthers struggled against Toronto. Every other series was 5 games, I think.
Yeah,
Edmonton Oilers, I think every series was five except for the last. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure everyone was five.
yeah, I think so. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if Edmonton's team is practically unchanged with a goaltender change and maybe one other change, like getting getting rid of Nurse, um, and maybe bringing on another player, why don't you see Edmonton Oilers breezing through to the final next year? You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
if they
their
can, if
team's practically unchanged, and they've
team
like five
so far.
games in each series. It's crazy, right?
Mhm. But McDavid's going to ask for a lot of money. He is not even close to what he's going to ask for right now.
Are you
So if
sure he
they
would?
do that,
Do you think he's programmed like that?
I
Here's
feel
what
like
I would
he's
see.
going to.
Here's what I
You
would
think
see
he's going to take
McDavid.
a discount?
Sidney Crosby did.
Sidney Crosby
I know
did, but
Sidney
close.
Crosby's different because he can actually win Stanley Cups. But
He's already won at that point like three times
yes,
before he's taking a
but
discount.
I think that Connor McDavid if he's held between the choice of making more money and getting a better goaltender, he would take 5 million less or whatever it may be to get a good goaltender. So that may be a negotiating tactic on him. He's like, you know what, he's getting 14, 15 or something like that right now. What if he goes and he says, "Listen, I'm worth 19. I'll take 16. Get a effing goaltender
Yeah,
because you only
that
got me
could
for
be
one. You only got me for one more year, and then I'm going. You know,
the
and if you don't win
short-term
it, then I'm
contract.
going.
Yeah,
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 yeah. And you know what? A short term, he knows he's going to get his 20, 21, 22 mil at the end of the day, right? Whatever he's
yeah.
worth, maybe 18. I don't
Hmm.
know what he would be worth, but at this next year, it's almost like a bit of a sacrifice. Like
Yeah,
sacrifice a little bit to get a good goaltender. Get a goaltender that you need, you know. And I
yeah.
know it's easier said than done because you got to find
Hmm.
one that's available. But at
Hmm.
the end of the day, if you're going to make the guy happy, that's what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you see it going down?
Ultimately,
Do you see him leaving Edmonton?
no. Ultimately, I think he's going to stay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to sign a long-term contract.
Oh, a long term, really?
Yeah, I think he will sign
Oh,
an
we should
8-year
bet on this.
contract.
We should
Yeah,
bet
we
on this.
should. We
I really
should.
don't think so.
No,
No,
I
dude,
think
no.
McDavid
He
is
wouldn't do
driven to
long
the
term.
point where he wants to get this team a championship. And I know he knows we have Draisaitl there who signed a long-term contract, and they work really good together, right? And if he can
Yeah,
build the team
I
the
have
way
an
he
opinion on
wants,
Draisaitl, but that's okay.
okay, yeah.
I'll shelf it
But
for now.
we'll get to that yet. Yeah, I think he signs if he does sign, which I think he will sign. I don't see him going anywhere else at the moment. He will sign a longer contract, maybe not 8 years, maybe 7 years. And it will be for like probably 16 mil, probably 17 mil, somewhere around that
He
ballpark.
wouldn't accept 16.
Well, if
Not
he
with
wants
not
a
with the
discount,
what's that?
if the discount to get a goalie,
He wouldn't do a discount for 7 or 8 years though.
oh, maybe not.
Yeah. He
Maybe
would do a
not.
discount
Maybe,
for
well,
1 year, not 7 or 8.
yeah. Well, right now, I think he's making 13 mil.
He's making more than that, isn't he?
I don't think so. I
I
don't
was
think he
expecting
is.
him to sign in at like 18, 18, 19.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 17-ish. That's where
Well,
I
there's
was
there's the
expecting him.
cap increase coming through
Because
too,
Draisaitl just
right?
signed for 14.
Yeah, but there's a cap increase coming, right?
There is, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Next year?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's for next
Yeah.
season,
So
and then the
he
year
every
after that, it increases
bottom
again.
dollar he's going to be getting more.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. So yeah, I
we'll
think
see.
he might be. Maybe it is 18, but if he
That's
signs,
yeah, if he signs.
yeah. But I feel like he probably will. We'll see what happens. Free agency might tell us a little bit more of that. See what the Edmonton Oilers do right after free
Yeah.
agency. See what kind of moves they make. See who they sign. Got rid of. They got rid of Evander Kane to Vancouver, which I am not a fan of.
Why would they do that?
Edmonton got won that deal. Absolutely won that deal.
They got rid of Kane. Absolutely.
Yeah, for and they got good draft picks out of it. Like
Yep.
what? Patrick Alvin, like Edmonton Oilers should be sending thank you letters to Patrick Alvin for taking Evander Kane off their hands.
Why would he do that?
No, I don't
What's the
know.
tactic,
But as a
Carl?
Canucks fan, I'm not terribly impressed. Now we got Evander Kane there, but you know how many issues he's been causing, especially for Edmonton last year. He
Yeah.
didn't play the entire season. Come back. He had a few good games, and then Stanley Cup final. He could not stay out of the penalty box. He caused a
Yep.
lot of problems for them. And then now he's part of the Vancouver Canucks. So we will see how that goes. And then another guy for Elias Pettersson to clash with.
Exactly.
And then more drama. I thought we were just got out of that, but here we go again with Evander Kane.
Hey, do you think
But
Perry's gonna get traded?
he made a claim he wants to stay in Edmonton. Uh, I think they're going to keep him.
Ugh, that's a horrible mistake.
I think they're going to
As
keep
long as you
Perry.
have that guy on your team, man, it's not good.
Yeah, I know. Like we're talking about the Corey Perry curse, man.
Yeah.
It's alive and well. So far, still going. If Edmonton re-signs him, they're not getting the cup.
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting. Maybe McDavid is waiting to see if Perry resigns.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
If he
Maybe he
resigns, he's
watches
out.
maybe he watches our videos.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
Uh,
we'll see. See what happens come. Well, the draft is coming up. and then free agency on Canada Day, July 1st. See what the Oilers and everybody else, what kind of moves they make, Marchand, Bennett, and Mitch Marner. See where they all end up after that. And we will talk to you then and fill you in on everything that goes on free agency. Thanks again for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful night.
So yeah.